Alright, let's dive into a story that's got me thinking about politics, legacy, and the power of a family name. Imagine this. You're Darline Graham, a relatively private person, living a quiet life in South Carolina, when suddenly you're thrust into the national spotlight. Why? Because your brother, the late Senator Lindsey Graham, has passed away and you're appointed to fill his seat in the U.S. Senate. Talk about a plot twist, right? Here's what makes this really interesting. Darline Graham isn't your typical politician. She's not been in the public eye, she's not a household name, and yet, she's now at the center of a high-stakes political race. Personally, I think this situation raises a deeper question. How much does a famous last name really matter in politics? And more importantly, can it overshadow the need for experience and a proven track record? From my perspective, Darline Graham's appointment feels like a mix of tribute and strategy. On one hand, it's a way to honor Lindsey Graham's legacy. On the other, it's a calculated move by the Republican Party to keep the seat warm, at least temporarily. But here's the catch. While she's got the Graham name, she doesn't have the Graham resume. And that's where things get tricky. What many people don't realize is that Darline Graham has spent her career in state government, working on issues like disability rights and heading the South Carolina Commission for the Blind. That's commendable, no doubt, but it's a far cry from the high-stakes world of federal politics. In my opinion, her lack of visibility on the campaign trail, she's been mostly in Washington, fulfilling her interim duties, could be her Achilles heel. Voters want to see their candidates, to feel a connection, and right now, she's not giving them that. Now, let's talk about the competition. Darline Graham is up against heavyweights like Representatives Russell Fry and Ralph Norman, and former Governor Mark Sanford. These guys are seasoned politicians with established faces. Personally, I think her decision to stay in Washington, while admirable in terms of commitment to her current role, might be costing her valuable face time with voters. Politics is as much about relationships as it is about policy, and right now, she's missing out on building those relationships. What this really suggests is that the Graham name might not be enough to carry her through this race. Yes, she's got President Trump's endorsement, and that's no small thing, but endorsements only go so far. Voters are asking, is she ready? Is she qualified? And honestly, those are fair questions. One thing that immediately stands out is the contrast between her and her brother. Lindsey Graham was a political powerhouse, known for his charisma and ability to work across the aisle. Darline, on the other hand, seems more reserved, more focused on her current duties than on campaigning. If you take a step back and think about it, this situation highlights a broader trend in politics, the tension between legacy and merit. Should Darline Graham be given a chance simply because of her last name? Or should voters prioritize experience and a proven track record? Personally, I think it's a tough call. On one hand, I admire her commitment to her interim role. On the other, I wonder if she's being set up for failure by being thrown into a race she might not be fully prepared for. A detail I find fascinating is how her supporters are framing her absence from the campaign trail. Some, like Teresa Castrinos, see it as a sign of dedication to her current duties. Others, like Gigi Bray, feel it's a missed opportunity to connect with voters. This divide really speaks to the bigger question of what voters value most, loyalty to the role or accessibility to the people. In my opinion, Darline Graham's campaign is a case study in the limits of a family name. While it might open doors, it can't substitute for the hard work of building a political identity. And that's the real challenge she's facing. Will voters see her as Lindsey Graham's sister or as Darline Graham, the candidate? That's the million-dollar question. So, here's my closing thought. Politics is about more than just names or legacies. It's about trust, connection, and the ability to lead. Darline Graham has a unique opportunity to define herself in this race, but she's running out of time. Will she rise to the occasion, or will she be overshadowed by her more experienced competitors? Only time will tell. What do you think? Is the Graham name enough, or does she need more to win over South Carolina voters? Let me know in the comments below.